to make sure that we're accelerating but maintaining the rigor that Mr. Garamendi mentioned. And I think it's, I do think it's empowerment of the workforce, ensuring that they can exercise judgment, knowing they have top cover. We have a deep body of knowledge and expertise on how to develop these systems. But when we have a compliance of culture that, or excuse me, a culture of compliance that is so risk averse, I think we tend to apply the brakes. The workforce tends to apply the brakes out of self-preservation. And so that's where I think we're working hard to get to drive that level of urgency, to, as we promote these acquisition reform initiatives such as streamlining some of the regulatory burdens we place on contractors, where we can provide judgment to the contracting officer to find the right application of, does a stronger or more regimented approach to applying this contract apply in this scenario? You have that freedom to exercise that judgment, or do we not need to check every box on that compliance list that then slows down the process? So I think it's a matter of, we've got great professionals in the acquisition workforce, but I'm not sure we have the incentives that enable them to move out and execute effectively. And that's where I think we bring that leadership to ensure that they understand what are the full scope of authorities that Congress has granted. You have our top cover to go execute them and do it at speed.
Okay. And each of you have highlighted how excessive oversight and regulatory requirements for government customers have slowed progress and increased cost across the DoD. However, many of those requirements were introduced in response to findings of waste, fraud, and abuse within the department programs. How will the SPEED Act and continued implementation of the President's executive orders help to streamline oversight while still maintaining efficiency, innovation, and cost effectiveness in defense procurement and production? And how can the committee further empower the department to improve our acquisition process while maintaining appropriate oversight? I've got 2 minutes, so anyone on the panel who would like to chime in can, and I'll just open it up to each of you in the time we have.
Sir, I would just say it comes back to accountability and just empowerment of those program executive officers and those contracting officials. And it comes back to training as well, just to make sure that we have the most trained and well-versed workforce. And I think going forward with that, we should be still in a very good place to maintain fair and reasonable pricing.
Sir, I agree with everything that's been said. I would just add, I think it's incumbent on the people at this table, your defense acquisition executive and the service acquisition executives, to set the standard and to sort of instill the culture and to drive the change. And that's what we're committed to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I certainly echo those thoughts. I think as we take a look at how rules get laid in place, as we take it, as we look at those failures and setbacks, and that turns into risk avoidance in the future. For us to take a different look at that and engage with that risk, we should understand why the rule was placed there, and if it's not getting us the right outcome, for us to exercise some leadership and challenge that rule.
And I would echo the Secretary's remarks on a culture of compliance versus speed. That's a real key area that we've been focusing on in space in particular. And then the SPEED Act hits on a couple of key areas: portfolio management, funding flexibility, and then I would even add delegation. Those are key areas where I think that we've got examples in the last several months where, had we had those authorities in place, we might have been able to get activity done faster.
Very efficient use of my last 2 minutes. Thank you all. I yield back.